Do it. Do it. Do it.
Good evening, keepers of the cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here. And guys, we started a little late. I'm having some computer issues tonight. So if things go haywire and I disappear, don't worry. We have Rob Fat Stacks of Comics to run the show. He's ran a show or two before. I think he knows what he's doing. But Rob, how are you this evening, sir?
Oh, you know.
And we have an extra co-host tonight, the only Lady Fantastic. Caroline, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm with Customs. I'm here to vet the Canadian. I don't trust them. I think they're speedy. So we got to see what's going on here.
The fact that she has high gloves, just try to relax.
Just relax a little bit. Just...
I'm beefing with Trudeau. Just put it that way.
Right.
Hi, TM. How are you?
TM Nerdy and Travis, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you guys for having me tonight. I'm excited to be on the 1011. Excited to show off some awesome comics. I know Rob's not excited for it, but I am.
I'm always excited for comics. It's just cards I'm not thrilled with.
So as who are finding you on the Rewind and don't know who you are, what is your channel and what is it about?
Oh, my channel is just pretty much me. I do a lot of unboxings, and then I do a show called Chatting with the Comic Community where I talk to random people throughout the community, bring them on my show, pre-recorded, and then I also teamed up with Geek Out with Roscoe, a great artist in this community, and we do a show on rotating channels. 1 week it'll be on my channel, the other week it'll be over on his channel, Geek Out with Roscoe, called Between the Lines, where we bring on artists. And actually, you don't even need to be an artist. You could just have a fondness of drawing. And they pick a theme, they come on, Roscoe, the chat, and our guest draw, as then I ask questions and keep the chat going and try to I feel free to ask questions while you're in between the lines, because it's always great to hear people's questions that the chat has. We always try to get the chat involved in the show as well. So it's a really fun time. It's more of just a community-based channel that I have.
Nice. And for those who are wondering how to subscribe to Roscoe and also our very great co-host, in the links, oh my gosh, in the description below, you will find each person's link. Right. So just look below. Everything's there that you need to know. And let's say hi to our chat real quick. First in, as always, can anybody guess? Las Cruces.
Yes,
Good evening, sir. Matthew, how are you? Comics by the Bay. TM Nerdy. We might have known him. He might be here. He might not. Phil's Treehouse. Good evening, Phil. How are you doing, sir? Okay. Rob saying hi to everybody. Psychedelic Comics. Good to see you. Jerry the Jitterbug. One of my favorite people of all time. Good evening, Jerry. Nice to see you, sir. Lady Fantastic saying hello to everybody. And Nicholas is here, One Shot Comics. Good evening, Nick. Nice to see you. Our buddy Digger Jim. How are you, sir? And Sister Joe, good evening. And Brian LCS, good evening, sir. How are you? And I think we are, John's Comics for Kids. Nice to see you again, John. How are you, sir? And we have Trade Paper Dad. Nice to see you. All right, we are getting a good turnout. Geek Out with Roscoe. You were just mentioned there, buddy. And I think, Rafaus Comics. Good evening, sir. Another good Canadian channel there. So nice to see you. And, without further ado, we've gone through the chat. Trev, let's get this going and start us out with your first book, Travis.
My first book will be everybody's favorite publisher. I got a DC Comics here. Batman 619 by Jim Lee. It's the first appearance of Hush. Absolutely love this cover. Just going through it. Fantastic cover, and that.
Is this the fold out?
This is the fold out. Not sure. So that's why I got it out a little bit. So this is why I love it so much.
Yeah.
So it folds out and it goes like that.
Beautiful.
I love the fact that all the villains are around there with the Joker laughing hysterically as he does. Can't go wrong with Jim Lee.
I recall, I think there's a Heroes version of that too.
Now, is he your favorite Batman artist, Travis, or just you just love that book for Hush and Jim Lee as well? Just a good combo.
I love the fact that it folds out like that. I love covers. If it has like a bunch of the JSA on it, Justice League, and stuff like that. I just like the fact that this is like the first time you really get to see a full cover with a bunch of villains. Like it's a cover full of villains and that, and it folds out, and you got Batman just not looking too well.
Right.
But he is a very great artist for Batman. Him and Capullo are probably two of my favorite ones to draw Batman.
When did Capullo come on and start doing art for Batman?
I want to say it was like the New 52 era.
Okay.
Well, I know he was definitely there for New 52. I don't remember if he was there earlier, but I can take a look.
But with the Hush, is that one of your favorite storylines? Is that a villain that you're looking to see in the DCU at some point in the movies?
Yeah, I hope so. Because like even with they had a great way to set him up, Thomas Elliot in the Batwoman series. Like when Ruby Rose was on it, and then they set him up right at the end, and they could have done a perfect story, but then Ruby Rose stepped out, so they had to trash that storyline. And then, like right at the beginning of season 2, it was just kind of like, this is Thomas Elliot. Oh, we found you out, and now your plan is gone. So like it was done at the very first episode of season 2. So I was like, they could have done so much better with that. But I think he is said to be the villain or potential villain for the Batman too. But
see, that would be great because at least that series is introducing us to giving a spotlight to some newer villains. Yeah, we've seen the Riddler before, but we didn't see him in that kind of a context. We saw him full camp. But the Batman franchise definitely needs to rely more on just the Joker.
Yeah, and Lady Fantastic's point, yes, Capullo looks to be that he started the Batman run at New 52.
Interesting.
Yeah, it probably would have been with Scott Snyder, right? He's close friends with Scott.
Okay. I remember seeing Capullo art on some Quasar covers, to be quite frank.
Yeah, because he worked a lot on Spawn before he even did Batman.
Was that the Infinity Watch series, Lady Fantastic?
Some of those, but and the ones that I'm thinking of could have been Quasar, but part of like the Infinity, when it's part of the crossover.
Right.
I specifically have some Quasars that I know it has Greg Capullo's signature on it.
Yeah, he did some X-Force way back in the day. And
did he? That's interesting. Yeah, so.
All right, so number 2, Travis.
Number 2, and I had to come with this one, and Rob knew it was coming, but this is I loved this series growing up. As a kid, it was a cartoon prior. It was a Canadian cartoon, actually. The animation was done by Canada, and it was produced here in Canada. That is real. Like, surprisingly enough, Canada is real, guys.
What's that show? You can't do that on television, or you can't do that on TV?
I think it's like you can't say that on TV.
Yeah, Alanis Morissette was on there. That was a Canadian thing, right?
Well, she was a Canadian person. Yeah, it's not a thing.
I thought it was filmed in Canada. Just like SCTV was like the Canadian version of SNL. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of really funny comedians that come from Canada that were like troops, and they made it to America. And there's, I mean, I'm just saying, you guys got some all right people. I don't know about you though.
Yeah. Well, you'll soon find out.
Yeah.
This is actually one of my favorite covers. It's a 1 in 10. It's Beast Wars Transformers, and it has my guy on it, Dinobot. Yeah,
Oh,
and there goes Rob, because he knows Beast Wars was coming out. Can't really see the cover that well, so I'm going to pop it out here. This is a 1 in 10. I absolutely love this character. He was one of my favorites in the cartoon. His name is Dinobot. Yes, Dinobots are a certain Transformer group of Transformers, but they got lazy and just called this guy Dinobot.
What issue was it? Like issue 7 or 10 that the Dinobots first appear in Transformers? There's a first Dinobots issue. I know that. I can't remember.
There is. Issue 5. Now, why does Rob not like the Dinobots? I didn't know about this until recently.
Dinobot.
Oh, no, it's not the Dinobots. It's Beast Wars.
Oh, okay.
What is Beast Wars?
Beast Wars, it was the next generation to Transformers. So they did it with the cars. And then in the 90s, they were like, you know what, we need to come up with something new. How about we
sell more toys?
Sell more toys. It's all about money and toys with cartoons. And so they came out with Beast Wars. And in Canada, it was actually called Beasties because they didn't want to use wars in Canada here because we're peacemakers. So it was Beasties. And I remember going to the store one time and the toys were still called Beast Wars, like when the toys came out and stuff. But and I was just like, well, I don't want a knockoff. What is this Beast Wars like? And then like I put up a fuss. I got my poor mom.
Trev, are you Canadian? Is Trev the shipping guru?
No, he's not Canadian.
Is he just like knows a lot about shit, Transformer shit? I don't know. Shit, I don't know.
He knows me. I've told the story before about Beasties.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So Beasties, but Dinobot, one of my favorite ones. He was a Predacon, which is like the Decepticons, but in Beast Wars, and then you have the Maximals, who are equivalent to the Autobots. And the thing about them, they're descendants of the Autobots. So they're descendants in that. But what happens in the show, it's not going to be like how they're going to do it in the movie, but in the show, it's they actually travel through a portal and go back in time. And they land on Earth, and that was said to be Earth, but it's far back in the era. They scan for life forms in that and try to be these life forms. And why they need to get these life forms is there's high energon on this world, and if they stay in their transformed bodies for too long, it can short circuit them. So whenever they scan for the animals, they get the actual fur, they get the actual like anatomy of the animal to protect themselves from the raw energy on that world.
Interesting.
And then so Dinobot was a raptor. He was a Decepticon at first, or a Predacon at first, and then he switched sides, tried to become leader of the Maximals, fought Optimus Primal, lost, but stuck around with them. He's a loyal warrior till the end, and I absolutely love this character.
Now, and I said earlier it was to sell more toys, but that's not a slight on that. I mean, these people are in business for sales, but you get great things like great sci-fi epics that exist because of that, right? When you're trying to create new material, really sparks the imagination. Like, who would have thought to go in that direction with them?
Yeah, and I was surprised too, because like I never heard a lot of people talk about it until like I came into this community. There's quite a few people that are actually liked Beast Wars and were fans of Beast Wars. And now with that movie coming, introducing the Maximals and the Predacons, it's going to be a little different than like the TV show, but I kind of expected that, and I'm just super excited to finally see them, because I never thought at all like they were ever going to show us the Beast Wars.
Right. And everybody loves dinosaurs, so it's kind of a no-brainer, especially if you're marketing to kids. But the cool thing about the Transformers franchise is, especially in the comics and in the cartoons, is they take the time to really fill out the universe and create a mythology about it.
Why is Rob being a snob?
We'll go to number 3 so Rob can come back and
Get your ass in
have
here,
to cover his
Rob,
eyes.
you turd.
The next one is another cartoon that I watched back in the day. I know Rob is a huge Pokemon fan, but I was a huge Pokemon fan when it first came out. It's not a Pokemon comic, but I was a huge Pokemon fan when it first came out. But when this show came to TV, I dropped Pokemon. Like Pokemon who? And I picked this up. And this just brings, this is more of nostalgia. More nostalgia because it brings me back to a time and place with me and my friends pretending to be Digidestins. And I'm glad Callie is in the chat because he sent this to me, but it's a Digimon.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow.
So I absolutely loved this growing up. Digimon was a little bit different. It wasn't like a world where you're going around with Pikachu battling people like, I choose you. It was more of these Digidestins actually get transported into a digital world and become friends with these digital monsters. That's why it's called Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are the champions. And it was, with Pokemon, you have characters that would like evolve and that they don't revolve. Like if Pikachu wanted to be Raichu, can't go back to Pikachu. These Digimon could. So they would be in their rookie forms. This is their baby stage. Then they have the rookies. Then you have the champions, and so on and so forth. And it was just fan-freaking-tastic.
So they can basically keep rewriting their code to be what they need to be.
Yeah, and there was like a point where like you have TK, is this guy right here, and then you have Matt, and their Digimon would come together and form like kind of, and I forget what the Digimon was called. It's been so long since I watched it. Yeah, it was
Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Yu-Gi-Oh is fantastic as well.
What's the difference between it and Pokemon?
It was all card based, and it was
Pokemon was all card based.
Well, that was not on the show. The show it was actually like Yu-Gi-Oh. They weren't actually living beasts that they were fighting with. They were using cards, and it was just holographic creatures up there. So it was not actually. You asked the question.
Right. And thank you for differentiating because there is nuance here.
So I figured I'd get the Beast Wars and Digimon out of the way quickly.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a comic, so.
I didn't know it for the longest time. And then I know Tomorrow Cinema and Cryo Prime, they both are on the search for this. So thank you, Cali Comics, for sending this to me.
Yeah, my only experience with that is walking past it in stores to get to other things I want.
Oh, hush, Gary.
No, I mean, I wasn't trashing on them. I have a peripheral view of it. I don't have any. My kid wasn't into it, so I don't have any experience with it. Like, I know it from passing it, but
my bro was into all that. So I'm trying to figure out. I've got.
Yeah, that came out wrong, Trev. I didn't mean it aggressively.
Oh no! Not everything is made for everybody. So I totally understand that.
We give each other jabs about DC and Marvel all the time. But with that being said, I have a question for you. It's a little off the side, but what did you think of the Flash trailer?
Me, I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I haven't seen it yet, so I need to watch it.
No, you really do. There's a character really I'm super excited to come.
Is it?
Yeah.
As someone that knows very little about DC, I'm a little interested in it. One, because I don't particularly like Ezra Miller as a human being, but hearing James Gunn talk about how promising this movie is and how it's going to turn everything on its head does have me interested. So it's like, okay, I'm interested.
It's a dynamite trailer.
Is it? I'll have to check it out.
Probably the best DC trailer I've seen since probably '89 Batman.
And what's this thing about Keaton? Did Keaton do a Batman commercial or something? Why is
You got to
why?
watch the trailer to find out. We're not going to spoil it for you.
Oh my God! What trailer? Flash?
The Flash.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Is he gonna go back in time? Oh my God! Okay.
the only Batman that did show up in a commercial was Ben Affleck.
Batfleck.
Did you guys see that one?
Yeah. Well, Keaton and Batfleck were my two favorite Batman. They both were the best at playing both roles of Batman and Bruce Wayne. I don't think any of the other actors did both roles. They're either better at Batman or better at Bruce Wayne, but they didn't have the balance. And those two, I thought, actually had the good balance of playing both characters.
I think it's funny that you like Bale the least, but I enjoyed the Nolan
Because
movies the most.
his Batman is horrible. The voice is terrible. Every time he speaks, it completely takes me out of the movie.
You make
He
fun of
doesn't
it.
put Bale at the bottom of his list. It's just near the bottom of the list. Everybody
near the bottom?
knows that George Clooney's down at the bottom of the list.
Or
Come on.
Kilmer, like Val Kilmer wouldn't even fucking work out. Excuse my language. Sorry.
All right, number 4, Travis. Before we get completely
I
derailed.
know. It's my fault.
Number 4 went with an actually embossed one. Boston kind of shiny. I actually not a huge fan of a lot of embossed covers. It has to be really, really good to actually be one, and this one just works. And this is Robin number 1. With Tim
I
Drake
never
coming
actually
out.
saw that one.
Shiny
Yeah.
foily goodness.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic,
Yeah,
and it's actually the first.
Finger that embossment. I just saw you rub your finger over his leg. Just
I know. Well, he's a gay character.
well, Robin's gay.
Tim Drake is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he bi?
Is it a bi?
Wasn't he bi that he came out as?
Right.
Was
I
it
think-
bi or was he came out like fully gay?
No, I think I believe Rob's right. I believe he's bisexual.
Yeah. There's
Not yet, Rob. Not yet, Taylor.
I don't think either of the major publishers have been too bold enough to name make many of the major characters go full gay. They cop out with bi.
Yeah. Well, he even turned even in Titans, like the Titans TV show, they introduced Tim Drake and then they had him kissing a guy and being in a relationship with a guy in that show. So they're I guess they're pretty committed on making this character go that route.
Omnisexual.
I gotta watch the new. I gotta watch this
Fictional
last season
characters.
of Titans because I've seen the first three.
Okay.
You can watch it or not. It doesn't. It was all right. If you're gonna watch something, watch Doom Patrol.
Well, I already saw the first 3 seasons of Titans, so I got to finish it out.
Yeah, I'm the same way with TV shows and stuff. Like even with The Flash, I'm like, okay, it's the last season, gonna watch it. Even with DC Legends of Tomorrow, as far as that fell off from being a DC title, they could have just put Legends of Tomorrow because had nothing to do with any DC characters. I still had to finish it.
Yeah, I think everyone almost across the boards finds Michael Keaton to be their Batman. And it depends on when you were born, I guess. But Michael Keaton will always be my Batman. That's it. There's no. Anyways, back to you, my buddy.
Hold that cover back up again. So one of the cool things is I thought he actually had one of the better costume designs of Robin.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the only one that it really hasn't gone on to be because now the main Robin is considered Damian, and he was considered Red Robin after a while.
Yeah.
So, and this is actually the debut of the Redbird, Robin's car.
Oh, now
Tim Drake was back to being Robin again.
oh, right now. See, I don't know what's going on in the DC universe. Is he Robin again, or do they just have
I thought
like
it was. I
multiple
thought
Robins?
Damian was off doing his own thing.
No, well, Damian's leading a team because Batman is like during this whole Lazarus event. Damian is Robin right now, and he is leading the team. But there is a separate series called Tim Drake Robin.
Yeah, it's not confusing at all. Don't worry about it, folks. Just
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Right, just like Marvel, there's 70 Spider people and there's 70 Robins and Bat people in DC. All right, number 5, Travis.
Number
Good,
5.
great cover though. I never saw that particular cover. That was awesome.
This is another cameo appearance. It's the first cameo appearance of XS. Barry Allen, who is the Flash, is granddaughter in the future. And this is Legionnaires issue number 0. I just recently got this, and it made the list because I can't stop looking at it. It reminds me of kind of like Speed Racer a little bit and some like older anime. But I absolutely freaking love this cover.
That's great, man.
Oh,
I like that. So I have a question. So you said XS was whose granddaughter?
Barry Allen's granddaughter.
Okay, now my question is, I've seen these Impulse books, like the character Impulse, and he looks like he's a Flash kind of character. What is his deal?
I think that's Barrett Allen. I think that's Barry's son from the future, or maybe I'm not sure how it goes in that, because like this story kind of changes all the time, because like even in the Flash TV show, XS is Barry's daughter. So Impulse is he's Bart Allen, so he's related to the Allens.
Okay.
Now, what are, I don't know anything about XS. What are her powers, Travis? Is she just
She's
another
super fast.
speedster?
She's another speedster that's connected to the Speed Force. So, but Legionnaires, a series that I really do want to get more into, characters that like I remember growing up and watching Superman and Legion of Superheroes. We had a younger Kal-El, and he ends up going into the future and then teaming up with the Legionnaires. I think it came out like early 2000s, so I was still pretty young. And then with the most recent Legion of Superheroes movie come out, like it just makes me want to delve into the Legion a lot more.
Nice. Well, with James Gunn at the helm, there's a chance to see all these quirky characters in different teams, not just the big 3. But I do have a question, because all characters with the Speed Force can create a flashpoint, right?
Yeah, they can all. Most of them like can go super fast. They can go back in time. They can go forward in time. A lot of them do have that ability.
Now, what if there was a story? I don't even know how you'd write it. What if there was a storyline where every speedster created a flashpoint at the same time? Like, how would you even write that? But and they would just all collide, right? Every speedster creates a flashpoint at the exact same time, and there's all these different things going on. I just broke your brain with that one, huh?
A little bit, because like even like how they explain it with the flashpoint is like Barry goes back in time, saves his mom that was supposed to die, creates an alternate universe, and like in the comic it was like all of a sudden Batman wasn't the one, like Bruce Wayne's parents weren't the one who got shot, it was Bruce Wayne himself. And then Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and Martha Wayne becomes the Joker in this reality. But then he tries to go back in time, and it's just like it's cracked a little bit. Like it wasn't the exact same timeline he went back to.
So what's a flashpoint?
That's what I just said.
What they call the event when they break time and they travel. That's all.
Sure, sorry, yeah.
It's just a quick catchphrase for it.
Yeah, that's what, because it's his name and stuff, so they named it after him. It was a flashpoint paradox.
Where you could have
It
like
is.
Flashpoint Wars with all the different.
Yeah, so
Flashpoints.
if they can do the time thing, I mean, it's kind of like the multiversal sort of thing, like in Marvel or whatever.
Now, number 6, Travis.
Number 6. Um, this is one of my favorite current cover artists. He's done amazing work on a certain character, but sadly, he's not doing that character anymore, and it sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. And I know Rob, you're really going to like this one. This is my favorite one out of the lot, but Derek Chu is one of my favorite cover artists right now, and he does an amazing job on Harley Quinn. And this is one of my favorite ones from his work on Harley Quinn.
Yeah, he was doing some great cover art during that for his short run on there. I think he did like the first 15 issues of the current run, and now it's being done by a variety of other artists. But
yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring this one or this one because like they're both fantastic.
yeah, he's done some really good work.
No, I like Derek Chu a lot, and I have a Thor cover that he did. That's amazing for the new Thor series that it started #1. My only problem with Derek Chu is sometimes he makes the characters look too teenagey for me.
I get that.
Like their faces, he'll make like
Little
he had
bit
a
of the anime style that
like
he
because there was
borrowed.
a cool Batgirl cover. I'm like, oh, that. And then once you get, you're looking at the whole cover, and then you catch the face, you're like, oh, it looks like a little girl, and it kind of throws you off. You're expecting this adult fighter, and it looks like a kid.
Yeah, it's
The only time I ever expect to see a kid in DC is like if it's Kid Flash or a Robin or
the Teen Titans.
right. But well, they're not really kids though. They're older teens. They're like on that cusp.
Yeah, well, it's that computerized digital anime style that he borrows into.
I've also been really liking Suzerti. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Nathan Zerdy.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying his work too in that. But I absolutely love this. There's one that recently, I don't have the cover yet, but it's one that recently came out for Lazarus Planet with the flatline on the cover, and I absolutely love that one.
Now, hold up the other one with it again, because you know what's cool is the colors really pop on those covers too. The coloring's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's what really captures it. And Harley Quinn's the best one to do it with.
Right,
and this is the annual.
Outrageous.
Like
See,
I think he's perfect.
His fun as Harley Quinn.
He works perfectly. I find he does a great job with Harley Quinn.
Gary's kind of frozen.
Right.
You there, Gary? You're breaking.
All right, your next
I'm trying to
book,
be.
TM.
I'm having internet issues.
You're good now.
All right,
I'm
next.
back? Okay. Sorry, look, my internet completely went out for a second. Everything went dark.
Oh, you're good.
No worries.
Yep, number
on to
7. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm having internet
That's
issues.
not good. So it's no surprise when I bring this character to this show. It's one of my new favorite characters. He's not a hero, but he's definitely a villain, and it's my favorite out of the 18 issues that I have of this run, and this is done by Bart Sears. This is Eclipso number 3.
Oh.
Very cool.
Oh, nice. Bart Sears did a lot of
It's
good stuff. He's one of those artists that they don't talk about enough.
Well, he did the whole run of Eclipso 1 to 18 back in the 90s. I think this is 92 that this came out. So.
And you got Trev saying the best cover in that series for sure.
Yeah, Trev knows. Trev's a huge DC fan.
The what? The book that had the plastic gem on the. Oh, okay. Who is he?
he's a villain, and that he can take any piece of darkness in somebody and bring it and like pretty much take over their body and make them part of his
Oh,
Eclipso
wow.
cult.
It's kind of like the Spectre in a way.
Well, actually, he got revamped into the Spectre at one point. Like the Spectre, what was the character in the future? Like the actually issue 17, him and the Spectre are on the cover fighting. But he hasn't been back. He's been in series a little bit, but he could take any little bit of darkness from you and bring it to light. Like he can, like in some of the series, he took over Lois Lane and was fighting Superman, and that so it was just hard for even Superman to fight with Eclipso with Lois Lane, his love.
Right.
So it was really fantastic to see that. You like in the series too, you have the Creeper, you have a bunch of even Peacemaker shows up in this run.
Oh, wow. Man, he could really mess up Batman then with all the darkness in Batman.
Yeah, well, actually, I have another cover. Like he fought Batman at one point too. I haven't read that series. It's an older series, probably like back in the 70s, I want to say. But he took on Batman.
So that character has history.
Yeah, they did change it up a bit of who this character was because it was like Bruce Gordon is the human form, play on Bruce Wayne and Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
So it's Bruce Gordon in that, and this was a demon that took over Bruce Gordon's body, and like would come out, and so Bruce Gordon actually was part of the reason why Eclipso got like trapped into it and like sent away. Like Bruce Gordon was like plotting against Eclipso in the series as well, so it was pretty fun.
Nice. That sounds really cool. I might have to check that out. All right, number 8. Good cover too. Another cover I've not see. This is what I like is when I get to see all these books I've never seen before.
I haven't read this yet, but it's one of the Amalgam comics that I absolutely love the cover for. It's a cross between Ghost Rider and The Flash. It's Speed Demon #1.
Oh yeah, that is a great cover. That was a one-off, right?
Yeah, one-off series in that. I did read the Assassins one where you have the amalgam of forget the characters off, but you have Daredevil, like a female version of Daredevil, and who did it mix with?
Book over there somewhere.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
So I'm not actually sure who did this cover. I'm gonna look it up now.
But that's a great combo too.
It works. It works, like because you got the flame, you got the Ghost Rider logo there. I just like how look how defined that is.
Yeah, the art's fantastic.
Yeah, these were great. These covers were great on all these. Tim,
Now that seems like a rabbit hole you would like a lot too, Rob.
I've had several of them. I've moved on. They usually give them away in the giveaway bin, but
The Amalgam Universe was a lot of fun, though.
yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta take off. I gotta go take care of a couple things. TM, great book so far, man.
All right. Well, we knew you had to go at some point, Rob. Have fun, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out who did the cover for it, but I'm not seeing anything right now. I'm trying to go through my CLZ. There it is. Cover penciler was Salvador LaRocca.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, great costume. And the Assassins was a fun cover too.
Assassins was a fantastic cover. Then I have
Spider Boy was fun.
Yeah, I have that one. I have the X. It's like an X Force and Doom Patrol mixture, which is another cool looking one. Then I have Man of War, and I think it's signed by Mark Waid. So I just like checked out my shop and found all of these Amalgam comics. Shout out Bearded Comic Bro for actually, yeah, Bearded Comic Bro. He was the one who really started the Amalgam, like getting me interested in Amalgam comics when he was doing his show talking about Amalgam. And that was like almost 2 years ago.
Trev's got our back here. He says X Patrol.
That's it right there. It's a fantastic cover as well.
Nora Rad's got a few. I think everybody's got a couple amalgams in their collections. It's just one of those rite of passages as a comic book owner and
Yeah,
a
I
reader.
definitely do. I like the Marvel,
Yeah,
DC.
yeah, I need to get some of those, like the DC versus Marvel comics. Those ones they have fantastic covers as well, and I just want to really read it too to see what it was all about. Dark Claw, I don't have that one yet. I like the look, like it kind of gave you the whole Batman animated series with the Dark Claw one. I love that one.
Well, and some of the ones they did, you just wanted to see more. When like, oh, I would love to see a cartoon of that. You know.
Heck yeah, man.
Well, all right, number 9, sir.
Number 9, I'm going Marvel, which is surprising.
Ooh.
The only Marvel comics I collect a lot of Daredevil, and then the other one I collect is What If. I like the What If series, and this one is fantastic. I freaking love this. This is limited to 600, and I have the issue 258th one. You got the certificate of authenticity there. This is What If Peter Parker became the Punisher.
Holy crap.
Nice.
That's wicked.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones. I almost brought two of them because I have the one where it's What If the Punisher became Captain America as well, which is another fantastic cover.
Well, and the what ifs when you make Peter Parker a little darker are always kind of cool because he tries not to embrace his dark side. So when you see that dichotomy between who he really is and what he is in a what if story, it's always a lot of fun.
So you saying you like it when Parker goes darker?
I like it when he he's starting to go darker, but he always brings himself back.
I have not opened this, but I absolutely love the cover.
Yeah, and it works surprisingly well, right? With the skull and the Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, and how his web shooters are now guns.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even notice that. So you're getting a whole lot of love for that cover from everybody in the chat. That is a beautiful cover.
Yeah, I know Brian LCS is on the hunt for this one because it was through the IG comic book store.
Huh. Now, just that particular cover is limited, or?
Yeah, it's limited to 600. Like this one's 258th of a specifically limited series of 600 copies.
Nice. Well, that was fantastic. All right, number 10, sir.
Number 10 is a slab that I just recently got, and it's an iconic cover because everybody homages it. They always homage it, and it's continuing to homage. And with the recent hype of like Supergirl and that, this is Crisis on Infinite Earths issue number 7. I got this for a steal of a deal too.
What a great cover.
Excellent Pieta homage.
I don't care who you are. You can't see that cover and not love it. It's just so iconic.
Yeah, just recently got this. Got it for like on an eBay bid, and I was the only one bidding on it. I seen it. I came across it, and I was like, "There's like maybe a day left and no bids on it." And it was like starting bid was $20, so I put it in $20, and I won it.
Wow.
That's how you do it.
It's not the only one that I got. This was on my 2023 wish list this year. Like my comic goals was this is one of them.
What a great steal, though.
Yeah.
So, how many of your grails or your goals for 2023 have you already X'd off?
5. I got one more.
Just one
6.
more. And what's the
Yeah.
one more?
The one more is Sandman #1.
Do you have the facsimile to it?
Yes.
The facsimile?
I read the series. Like I've read up to like volume 6. I've watched the show, and I've listened to the Audible, all 3. So like I like Sandman is a fan. Like I don't care who you are, like go consume it in all 3 ways. Like it's pretty much the same story, but it's just different way of consuming it. Especially the Audible is a little different. You have you get to hear it while you're going for walks, and that when you're reading it, you get different types of pictures and a visual of what it is. And then the show is just its own right. There's little things changed in the Sandman TV show. Of course, like Etrigan wasn't in the show. John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, wasn't in the show, but he was in the series. So like a few things have changed, and I also they don't show how much of a dick Morpheus actually is. Like in the comic book, they really delve in. Like you realize, like, oh, this guy's not really that great of a guy. In that show,
badass, huh?
Well, yeah, like for one, like he fell in love with this girl, and she finds out who he actually is and stuff. It's like, oh, I can't. Like it's blasphemy to be in love with you, and tries to run away and literally tries to get away from him, and literally jumps off a cliff to get away from him, and he summons her to hell for the rest of her life. Like he was the one who placed her there. So just because she wouldn't love him.
So he's a little vindictive.
A little bit. He's definitely not a hero by any means, but he's Dream of the Endless.
That's nice. So big Neil Gaiman fan.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So
Everybody needs this in their collection.
yeah, I still got to get one. I'll get one at some point here.
Like
It's a
even
beautiful cover.
even Roscoe has one, and he's not a DC fan.
Yeah, well, I'm not a DC fan. I still got to get one. But, it's funny, though, because I have a bunch of DC miniseries that I love. I don't follow any of their main titles, but I'm a sucker for buying, like, their 4 and 12-issue miniseries. I'll buy them and read them right through. Like, last year, like, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow was one of my favorites. There was a great one I think you would like, an older one, Travis, called The Weird. It was 4 issues. And The Weird was a great read.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny they mentioned that because I do have that series thanks to Trev. Trev, the shipping guru, sent that to me a while ago. I still have to jump into it and read it, but that just gives me more of a push to read it.
Yeah, that Spanner's Galaxy, a fun little sci-fi romp. That was 6 issues. So there's a lot of good older DC ones. And the great thing about those is you can get them cheap, and they're great reads. You can go to the dollar bins and get them in near mint shape and spend an afternoon just having a blast.
So I feel like with a lot of great stories, because like you can go back and find a lot of the Animal Man comics and read the Animal Man. It's a fantastic series.
You can, and we're gonna get to your 11th here with an extended story, and it's so weird. Because another one I collect is the DC Showcase, the DC Secret Origins. That 50-issue run was nice. Yeah, but for anyone wondering, this is The Weird. I'll be looking at it again today. And just a really fun read with a really odd character, but it's a lot of fun and great interactions.
Yeah, Jim Starlin writes it, and Bernie writes and draws. I mean, so it's got some banger artists.
It does, and just a joy of 4 issues. All right, number 11 with a personal story attached. Travis,
Personal story. So you guys all know the Rogue Trader. Rogue Trader, guys,
Yep.
go check him out. Actually, he's a sponsor of the show. And then if you guys ever want some pressing and cleaning, all your pressing and cleaning needs, definitely go check out the Rogue Trader. Eric is just an amazing guy. Knew him early on. He was pretty close with Bueller and Bob Everything Comics, Everything Comics, and that. So him and I got together at one point and grown really, really close. And I'm a huge person that backs a lot of comics. And I came across this comic called Happy Pines and read about it and found out that the creator and the writer is here in Canada. And the story takes place literally 2 hours away from me. So I was like, okay, I'm backing this project. And so I did back it, and I sent it to Eric. Eric gets back to me like a few days later. He's just like, I read that. I looked through it because like they gave us like 2 pages from it. And he's like, I like the art in it. Lily Mota does the art. She's new enough. She's doesn't speak a lot of English and that, but she's a very good. Go check her out on Instagram. Fantastic artist. He's like, I think we can do something with this. Can you send me the creator's information? So I did. And then we got together with this creator and formed. I'll just show you the cover in that. We got my first exclusive comic with my logo on it up there, and of course the Rogue Trader running right here. That's his little avatar.
I have
that. Oh, you did? Do? Oh, that's freaking awesome.
Eric sent me a copy.
That's awesome. Yeah, so happy to have this because, like, what better comic be my first one by a Canadian writer, a story that I absolutely love, and a story that takes place 2 hours away from me. It takes place in Nova Scotia, in the woodlands in Nova Scotia, which I'm on Prince Edward Island, which is like you just cross the bridge, an hour-long bridge, and then you're over in Nova Scotia. So it's not too far from where I am at. So we got together and we're able to talk with the creator and do this. So I was super pumped. I think Eric still has copies available on the Rogue Traders website. And I know Roscoe has a copy. Brother Joe has a copy. There's quite a few people that actually have a copy that I don't know of. I just found out tonight that Gary has one. So this was just an absolute pleasure to actually have a comic. Yeah, you do. To have my logo on a comic, it's just fantastic. I think it'll most likely be the only one unless like I get a Stargirl exclusive from like DC or an Animal Man exclusive, but I highly doubt that's ever going to happen. DC, I don't think DC ever does exclusives.
Well, just the big two, it would cost so much money too from them.
Yeah, it wasn't that much money for that issue, so guys, like, yeah, this is how good Eric is, because like Eric was just like, how about we team up and get you on an exclusive, considering that it is a story that takes place right near you, and that I want to make this dream happen for you. So thank you. I thank you to the bottom of my heart to the Rogue Trader. This happened like over a year ago, but I'm still pumped that it's actually I have a cover with my logo on it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, he sent me like a whole group of covers. So
yeah, there's the regular cover, and that I have a bunch of those as well. Like the exclusive came after I read the story too, so it was just fantastic, and I actually enjoyed it. I hope they continue with it. I haven't talked to Sam for a while, but I see Lily all the time, and she's still doing fantastic art.
Yes, all right, so now our last book. What is the Spec Pip from your personal collection?
Now this one has a story too, because it was fantastic. Another eBay buy, and it was before the James Gunn announcement, and it was part of my 2023 list, and it was fantastic how this all worked out and stuff. Because I got it for $20. Got it for $20, of course, shipping on top of that. And I think it was 2 weeks. I purchased it 2 weeks prior to the announcement. Then I got it a week prior to the announcement. Came in, and then all of a sudden James Gunn did his announcement. Said Swamp Thing's coming, Creature Commandos, Superman, Waller, and then also said The Brave and the Bold with Damian Wayne. And so I got Batman 655 on an 8.5 $20. Now it's like I feel bad for the guy like sold it to me now because like a week later, all of a sudden, prices just skyrocketed on this book. So this is definitely the spec book that I had to bring because it was just fantastic that I swooped in and grabbed this before the announcement. I had no idea that Damian Wayne was going to be announced and be part of the DCU going forward because we all thought like, oh, well, if you're going to introduce a Robin, it would probably be the first one, which is Dick Grayson. But I love how they're actually they'd be like, no, the other Robins are there, but we don't need an introduction to them. We know most people know who they are, but if we don't, we can tell it as the story progresses.
Right, because then, that's what flashbacks are for. Like, we don't need to know Bruce Wayne's origin again. Put them in the universe already established and just keep going.
Exactly. So I'm super, super pumped that I actually got this. I know me and Rob were talking backstage and about this book, and he knew that I was bringing this up there.
Yeah. Trev wants to know what the slab says. So what's the writing in the blue up there?
So it says Grant Morrison's story. First, Andy Kubert cover and art. It says first appearance of Damian Wayne in cameo on last 2 pages of story. Joker appearance, Talia al Ghul cameo.
So a lot of great characters in that one. Damn, all the great villains. What do you say? What's that mushroom smudge on the cover? I didn't notice the mushroom smudge. We're trying to keep it PG, Travis.
Yeah.
Uh,
So another fantastic one off my list. I think this is like one of the now lick it, but yeah, it is the first cameo appearance. The one that Rob was showing me backstage prior to the show is Batman 656, which is the first full appearance, which is also going for a hefty price as well. So it's like I feel like the whole run is almost because it's almost like 655, 656, 657. Don't ask Travis.
Don't ask Travis to read, please.
Yeah,
and that's another great cover. I love the red on it. Just everything about it stands out really nice.
Yeah, Andy Kubert is the man. I know K-Pop was showing me a cover. She has not a cover, but she has an art piece from Andy Kubert, and it's like just black and white. And it's like an art piece from him. It's signed by him. I'm so jealous. And then I love the back of it too. It's nerds.
Oh, who doesn't like nerds?
We all like nerds. We're all nerds here.
Right. Nerds eating nerds. Great books.
So, yeah.
All right, Travis, that was awesome. I like that. The best thing for me doing this show is every week I get to see books that are so specific to the person that's on. And a lot of times they're books I don't know about or haven't heard about. And it just makes you aware of how many different kind of comics are out there for all the people. And it doesn't matter what your tastes are. There's something out there that speaks to you. That's like, to me, the strength of comics. And it's just fun to see everything. Your books were so completely different and just completely awesome. Thanks for sharing those with us. And we'll go around the horn. So, Lady Fantastic, what's coming up for you?
I don't know, man. I'll be around. The next time the hunt comes around, I may try to get on there. I don't know. But, yeah. Just floating in the ether. I'll be around.
And, I got to point out that Lady Fantastic left out one of the best Canadian TV shows ever. And it is, of course, Kids in the Hall.
That Kids in the Hall, okay. That was a good group, yeah. I watched more SCTV. What can I say?
SCTV is great, too. Kids in the Hall is awesome. You either get their comedy or you don't.
Yeah. I mean, they were like the next gen after SCTV.
Now,
did you watch the Did you watch when they came back on Prime? Gary, did you watch it?
I didn't know they came back on Prime. I'm going to check it out now because the last thing I knew that they did together was Brain Candy.
No, they brought Kids in the Hall back, and it surprised me. I've seen a lot from those guys that I didn't think I would ever see from them. Like anybody that's watched it knows what I'm talking about. It just definitely don't watch it with any kids.
Right. It's on Prime now. Is it just called The Kids in the Hall again?
I think so.
Will 30 Helens agree that it's pretty good? Oh,
Say what?
I said, will 30 Helens agree that it's pretty good?
Yeah.
30 Helens is a skit in the show, which is, I love that skit. I don't know why. It was just one of those silly skits.
I'm crushing
your head. You're a flathead. Yep. Oh, so many classics. And I love the Armani suit ones. And when they're in the canoe going down the street and everything. So much fun. Anyway, what's coming up for you, Travis? We're going down to Kids in the Hall rabbit hole.
Well, I just did an unboxing on Sunday. Dropped that video. Definitely check that out on my channel. I was over on Geek Out with Roscoe's channel yesterday with our guest on Between the Lines, who is Scotty Spawn82, where the theme was Spider-Punk. So I'll be posting a lot of the art pieces that people send in from at home on my Instagram later tonight.
I saw K-Pops on IG today.
Yeah. And a lot of people did. Like Actual Dracula posted his. Nora and Rad posted his. But I'm going to be posting everybody's all on Instagram a little bit later tonight. At 11 p.m. Eastern tonight on my channel and Geek Out with Roscoe's channel, we'll be going live for Roscoe's Late Night Addiction with TM Nerdy. We'll probably be talking a lot about the trailers. And if anybody wants to jump on with us, we go for quite a while. We hang out and that people jump in and out. Sometimes we go 3, sometimes we go 4 hours. So it'll be a fun time talking. And it's not like a set thing that we talk about. We just talk about anything that's happening around us right now, what we're excited for. And we'll probably be talking a lot about the trailers though at the start.
You got to get on that, Caroline, and watch it.
All right.
All right, and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tomorrow I will have K-pop Junkie on for at 6 p.m. Eastern on my channel for chatting with the comic community.
Nice. I'm trying to get her on the 1011 to show some bucks.
Yeah.
I think it's more of that she has everything everywhere.
Give her a little Canadian strong arming for me, will you, Travis?
I'll try.
All right, coming up for me in 2 nights' time, we have Tony from Comiverse on In the Hot Seat with the Usual Suspects. So we're going to have fun with that. And then next Tuesday on the 1011, we have the mustache himself, Cole's Comic Claims on the 1011. But that's it for tonight, guys. I want to thank the audience. We had a great turnout tonight. Thank you guys all so much for coming out to support Travis and my co-hosts. Again, their links are in the description. If you're just finding them for the first time, please go sub them up, check out their content, and show them a little bit of that community love. And until next time, guys, keep it casual. Attention all, use channel sponsor Rogue Trader at theroguetraderutah.com and my code Keep It Casual for 10% off your comic cleaning and pressing needs. Remember, when submitting your books to be graded,